20 years since the Cedar Fire devastated San Diego, causing more than 2,500 structures, including homes, to be destroyed. Well, now homeowners are struggling to get their homes even insured. Joining us right now, Amy Bach from United Policyholders to help talk about how to protect your home. Amy, good morning.
Good morning, Raul.
This is one of the lessons, a tough lesson, I guess, 20 years later, where just this summer, I think, State Farm's like, yeah, we're not going to write new policies. Where does that stand right now? Because it seems like, wait a minute, I'm in California, I'm in a fire zone, I need to be insured, I need to have insurance, but nobody wants to sell me insurance. What happened?
Well, what happened is a combination of factors. There were a series of bad fires between 2017, 2018, 2020. We've been lucky the last few years, but insurance executives really noticed it. They didn't like the red ink. That then combined with inflation following COVID-19 supply chain interruption. And then these days, insurers have so many new tech tools that make risks look really vivid to them that it's basically scared them out of doing, what they do. So we have a situation on our hands.
But I think you said it right there. It is what they do. So are they not obligated? Because I know the governor had stepped in. Where does this stand now?
Well, there is a deal in place. The governor made an announcement and the insurance commissioner followed up to give insurers a little bit of what they want in return for getting them to agree to come back and insure homes in these areas. It's not just the WUI, the wildland urban interface, and areas where there have been wildfires. It's suburban areas are being hit, and people and businesses are really hurting right now, Raul, because of it.
Let's talk about what happens if you can't get your home insured and you can't afford homeowners insurance. What do you do then? What are your options?
So my organization, we're a nonprofit, and we're focused on helping consumers. So if you go to our website, uphelp.org, we have a whole section on how to shop when you've been dropped. What do you do if you get that non-renewal notice? Start shopping right away. You have 75 days. Try to find a good agent. That's really one of the more important tips these days, and then bundle your auto and your home. And if you can't find anything in the private market, there's always the FAIR Plan. And we educate people on their options with the FAIR Plan.
The wildfires obviously factor into the coverage. We know that. And you mentioned the suburban areas. Everybody's doing what we're told, defensible space, this and that. And then it's still difficult. I mean, I've had struggles. Everybody's had a problem. Hey, but you guys don't want to insure me? What about this? Is Nationwide is on your side, and this is all their little catchphrases. And when you call, it doesn't really work out. So what then? I know that there were different tiers of coverage. There's like a AAA, or this and that. It's a learning curve, really.
Oh, it's people are having to pay a lot more attention to insurance than they ever had before, which is a bummer. It's not something people really want to think about or understand. But the bottom line is, because we have the California FAIR Plan, which is the state-sponsored insurer of last resort, you don't have to worry that there's no option. Okay. But it is expensive for not a whole lot of coverage. And there are different types of insurance companies. So you really, finding an agent that's really proactive and knows all the nooks and crannies in the market to maybe find you an option is really the way to go these days.
Yeah. You mentioned expensive and for not great coverage. And the thing is, should a tragedy occur, you're really going to face the harsh reality of what it costs to rebuild in this day and age where everything's more expensive. So do you think people with that kind of coverage that they can only get if it's the bare minimum, will they have enough to rebuild their homes?
It's a really scary problem, because if you talk to people who lost their homes in the Cedar Fire, they'll tell you a lot of them didn't have enough coverage. And that was a big fight at the time, to get insurers to pay what people thought they were insured for. So, yeah, I mean, these days, the challenge is getting any insurance you can afford, let alone enough. So for sure, we're going to have problems down the road after the next wildfire with people not having adequate coverage. There's no question.
I'm going to be texting Amy. I'm going to be emailing Amy in case I have my questions. But here's one final question for you, because people want to do right and they want to be protected, obviously, should a tragedy hit.
Yes.
But what can we do to help ourselves? Because sometimes, we talked about how complicated the process is. Sometimes people will call you, but they won't know what to ask. I don't know what to ask you. What do I need?
Right. So for sure, try to get your home qualified for either the Safer from Wildfires or the Wildfire Prepared Home label, which means you can't have a shake roof. You got to have the 5 feet of defensible space. You want to put screens in front of any opening. So you want to do all you can to reduce risk. Provide the documentation to your insurer that you've done those things, and then shop for the insurers that are rewarding people with discounts for that. And we're fighting very hard. My organization and Insurance Commissioner Lara and the governor have been working way overtime. CAL FIRE, trying to convince insurers that we can reduce risk and calm down here. You know, you're going a little overboard, a lot overboard here.
Amy Bach with United Policyholders. I feel like I could ask you 1,000 more questions if we had a couple more hours, but you know, we'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
It's a pleasure, Raul. Anytime.
Likewise, Amy, thanks.